Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the SEC College Football Preview Special. I am your co-host, Reggie. Happy to be back.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. We are here today to talk one of our favorite things in the entire world, and that is Southeastern Conference football.
Yes, sir. I have a lot of shots for the Big Ten because they have been talking a lot of trash over their $30 million trophy. So we'll get there. But y'all know what it is when it comes to the SEC preview football show. We always go through every team. We're going to go through every team. We're going to talk about their strengths, weaknesses, coaches on the hot seat. We're also going to talk about your key transfers, breakout stars, where we think they're going to land. Then we'll talk after we go through the teams. We'll talk about our sleepers, or we'll probably categorize them as a sleeper or a contender as we go through the teams.
Or pretender.
Yeah, or pretender. Pretender, contender, sleeper. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll pick who we think is going to make the championship game. So with that being said, man, this 2025-20, I can't think of a time over the last, which is a crazy stat. I can't think of a time over the last 17 years that the SEC has had something to prove. Just as a league. They've been revered for the last 25 years, essentially.
Does the SEC really have something to prove?
Yes. Well, by SEC standards, I mean,
that's what I was waiting for right there. That's like saying LeBron had something to prove to who?
True.
No, we're not doing that. We're not rewriting history. This conference has been kicking ass for the last good 25, 30 years easily. And if you let a couple teams win a championship, that doesn't mean you have something to prove. Congratulations on y'all showing up to the party.
Well, you hear the media. You hear the media and the players and all our friends. Shout out to SplashCast versus the world. If you want to join our broadcast channel, please let us know. It is a great time, great conversation. We always tell you at the beginning, mute the group because we talk now. We're gonna have real conversations in
all night, baby.
But join that. But as I said, if you listen to everybody, they're saying, oh, the SEC is dead now that everybody can play players. There's a lot of shots there being thrown.
I'm
by
not
the Big
here
Ten.
to listen to everybody else. That's the reason I have a podcast. Because you start listening to everybody, you figure out these people have no clue what they're talking about.
Fair. I mean, no championships in the last 2 years. 8-7 in the bowl games last year.
Bowl games don't matter anymore. Let's be real here. Playoffs are the only thing that matters.
Fair, because everybody transfers out.
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and get started then, because we have a lot to talk about. We're on a mini drought. We haven't won, and SEC has not won a championship in 2 years. Let me tell y'all how good we are. We ain't won a championship in 2 years, and y'all are like the SEC fell off.
Oh, they fell off.
Meanwhile,
must be over.
Meanwhile,
when was the last time y'all? And I don't even like the y'all because I hate Georgia. I hate Reggie during this time of the year. So I don't want to seem like I'm like an SEC homer, but there has to be some level of accountability and integrity. And speaking of places that are seeking accountability and integrity, we might as well start with the Alabama Crimson Tide and Kalen Dobert. What you think, my brother?
Man, listen, year 2. I told y'all at the beginning when he first got there, I said, this is a job I would have never taken. I would have sent a 22-year-old grad assistant to be the head coach of Alabama for 2 years just to give me a buffer between Nick Saban and me.
You ever heard of Juanita Jordan's new husband?
No.
All right. Exactly.
Be number 2. So right. The thing is, Alabama started off 8-2 last year. Also, y'all, my notes are over here. These are my notes. So when y'all see me look off into the abyss, I'm looking at my notes. All right.
I ain't explaining nothing. Y'all know I got a whole setup over here.
So they started off 8-2. Ryan Williams burst onto the scene as the number. Really, he was really the best wide receiver in the nation at the beginning of the season. Lost to Vanderbilt. They lost to They lost a couple other teams. They had a couple other losses as well, and they really probably should have had two more, but they stole a couple games. They really should have lost to Georgia. But hey, when you go up by 30, I can't really say much. So I don't like Alabama. They have to bring in a new quarterback who is more of a Kalen DeBoer guy, right? Jalen Milroe wasn't a Kalen DeBoer guy. Jalen Milroe should have went to Texas. He should have transferred. But they bring back Jam Miller. They're always going to have a top 5 recruiting class. That's Nick Saban's gift to Alabama is y'all will always have a top 5 recruiting class. But the quarterback is unknown. I don't really, Ty Simpson been there for 4 years and he done been beat out for the starting job for 4 years. I don't know who they are. Their secondary is strong. Secondary has a lot of depth. Secondary has a lot of experience. They got Sab back there. I think they're trying to get Sab's brother to join the team. So they're going to be good. They didn't really bring in a lot of transfers. They brought back 13 to 2019 starters. I mean, on paper, Alabama looks like they could be a contender. So I got them as a contender right now. What about you?
I do too. Kalen DeBoer is kind of the big question in the room. And I think that it's an unfair question, like you said. The expectation is for you to be Nick Saban. This team needs to be competitive and not just like a competitive team like I would like to feel with Florida where, hey, we just won enough games to not look terrible. No, you need to be a legitimate contender who playoff and confident in playoff. Ty Simpson's familiarity, I think possibly is a positive for them. It allows them to have a guy who knows the system. We've been the king of game managers. You've been there 4 years, bro. If you can't manage the game after 4 seasons, then it's very much so. We've done all we can. We don't have the capacity. Outside of that, there are some definite defensive depth issues. I do like Jeremy Bernard at wide receiver. This offensive line should be very interesting because, of course, they replaced him 41 departures. That is just what comes with being an Alabama team.
Yeah. Jam Miller is back. I have them as a contender. I think that they're going to be in every game. I mean, they played what? They played at South Carolina, at Georgia.
And I mean, even if you look at last year, there are 3 losses. That Vanderbilt team, Diego Pavia he's a something. I know you don't lose to Vandy, but he is he's something different. Losing to Tennessee, who ended up being 11, and then losing to Oklahoma, 24-3 is bad. Milroe left a lot to be desired as a quarterback. Simpson
in that system, yeah.
Simpson, your job is to throw to guys who are open. That's unfortunately the thing that Jalen Milroe could not do consistently. If you can do that and just, color within the lines, I think they're okay. I think they're a pretty decent team this year. But yeah, I got to put them in the upper half. Team, the schedule, they got that Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Woo! 4 ranked teams back to back to back. I don't know why that did that. I'm here. We still rocking. Some hating. There's a gauntlet there from October 18th to November 15th.
Don't they play Georgia in September?
Yeah, yes, but that's just the Georgia game. And then you get Vandy, Mizzou, which should be a cooling period. Then you get 4 ranked games back to back.
Oh, you think Mizzou's going to be okay. We'll get to Mizzou.
No. But what I'm saying is
because you're Bama, I get it.
Yeah. It's just those 4 teams back to back to back, and Tennessee, they want a piece of you. South Carolina with LaNorris Sellers is going to be difficult. LSU brings back that's a very stout team, and then you got Oklahoma is another battle. That's a rough go for anybody if you play 4 ranked teams. I do put them in the contender status right now.
On the road.
But I'm going to say very much so on prior pedigree from what we've seen from Alabama. This is, I would say, a ranking that may be unearned, but I'm okay with that.
100%. This is all rest on laurels. If you look at this schedule without Nick Saban in the it'd be like, what? What?
That's really what I think is if Nick Saban was coaching this team would be a contender.
Yeah,
That is
yeah. I
what
mean,
want you to
Kalen,
believe.
hey, bro, they gonna give you 3 years. The seat, they just turned the burner on the. They just turned the kerosene on, brother. It ain't been going long, but you lose this year.
they'll be nailing Kalen.
They gonna be frying 200 pieces of Kalen DeBoer chicken at one time, like that dude on Instagram.
He's the contender, like I feel like LeBron and the Lakers were a contender last year in name only.
Yeah, that's a really good one. So we got Alabama as a contender for now. Let's go to the other end since we're going in the alphabetical order.
Yes, sir.
Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's what Sam Pittman do. I know you didn't really mean to do that, but that was fire. Arkansas.
Speaking of fire.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Sam Pittman in his 6th year. Literally mid. 30 and 31. I mean, he's literally right below mid.
When reporters start the conversation with you, Sam Pittman, his 6th year, that's not the most eye-catching story. Excuse me.
Okay, let's talk about that. The reporter tried to chump him off and say, hey, man, in your 6th year, the expectations are low. And I'm like, bro, you are Arkansas. Y'all need to temper your expectations. If they low, y'all are in the same group with now Texas, Oklahoma. Well, I'm sorry. No
grouping, but
no groupings, but
we can see the schedule
based off geography.
We can see the schedule. For sure, we can see the schedule, brother. It is you ain't safe, you ain't safe, you ain't safe.
What's their schedule
Let me
like?
tell you. Hold on, I am getting it pulled up as we come. Come on, dude. We are. I don't know why. Oh, we're gonna start that.
You know what? I can press pause. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. So I got the schedule pulled up here. Ole Miss, Saturday, September 13th. I think that's a tricky game just because
Ole Miss is Ole Miss.
Exactly.
The Tennessee of the West.
Then they get their gauntlet of September 27th, Notre Dame, October 11th, Tennessee, October 18th, Texas A&M. So it's a gauntlet in the sense of a gauntlet, but it's a diet gauntlet to say the least. Then you get their issue is you end out those last 3 games, LSU, Texas, Missouri. So even if you kind of survive,
go ahead and call them 3 L's right now. I'm gonna tell you.
You think they're gonna? I mean, you're right. They probably will lose all 3 of those. Definitely gonna lose to LSU, who will probably be out of it and trying to prove that they deserve to be into it. Texas is Texas, and then Mizzou, Reggie seems to believe is going to be decent.
It'll be better than Arkansas. I ain't say decent.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but this ain't a team that I'm happy this ain't my team. Let me tell you that much. I don't know.
You know how happy you is this ain't your team? You have not named one player.
No, because everything is Sam Pittman. This is 6 years. You've been mid. This is a good job that a black man should be coaching. Yeah, and I mean the running back, Rashad Dubinian, but outside of that, what is that?
Dumpster fire. They about to fire Sam Pittman, boy. He is out of there.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna make it after this year. I think this is it. They're ready for when the media starts asking about you that early. They ain't even talk about spring game, summer practice, nothing. They already talk about the pressures on you. Yeah, they about to fire.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, go ahead, get ready for it. Go ahead and send your resume to ChatGPT, brother. It's tight.
The only dog, you know what I have right here? The path to 6-6. The only way they make it to 6-6 is if they steal games. That's how you know.
Best thing they can do is start the season out against Alabama, A&M, and Arkansas State. After that, it's not appealing.
May not be the best, but we'll see. So I have them as what we say, contender, pretender, sleeper.
Dead on arrival. Dead on arrival.
They comatose. They not waking up. so with Arkansas, we're gonna have it with 16 teams. Y'all in 14 to 16 range. That's where y'all are.
The bacon is squealing, baby. The bacon is squealing.
It's in the fryer. Let's go to Auburn. We still at the bottom of the barrel.
Man.
They spent a lot of money to be mid. Auburn brought in, of course, they got Hugh Freeze as coach. The man. Y'all know everything that went there. This is year 2 with him at Auburn. He's supposed to be the whisperer of offenses. Remember, he turned
allegedly. Allegedly,
he turned Ole Miss into the gauntlet. To the juggernaut that they were when he was there. I think he went to Liberty because he got kicked out of the SEC.
That's a weird place,
and that's a place y'all know we need a green book. That's what we need. Liberty was there.
We don't need nothing. Mr. ain't going.
Exactly. And the green book will tell you don't go there. And then he came back. Now he's at Auburn. And he's supposed to correct Auburn because Auburn, outside of like the years they win the national championship or get to the playoff, they are bad. And they were bad last year. And they might be bad this year, even though they brought in Jackson Arnold and Eric Singleton. Now, Eric Singleton, I'm a Georgia fan, so I'm very familiar with him in the Georgia Tech. He's a problem. He's a problem, especially in that wide open offense. He's going to be a real problem. But I don't know if they've had decent recruiting as well, but I don't know if they have enough to be a contender.
Okay, you know what? Best thing they're going to do this season is honor Cam Newton and retire his jersey. That will be their biggest success, Auburn. You start out the season in a trap game where you travel and play Baylor. Not always been the greatest for you guys. Then y'all have Oklahoma on the 20th of September, Texas A&M and Georgia back to back to back. I will say out of the gauntlets, as we have said so far, this is another kind of light one. Oklahoma and Texas A&M. You got the big dog Georgia, and then of course they end the season the Iron Bowl with Bama. You are praying that Bama season is no longer. Yeah. You're praying that Alabama's out of the playoffs, and then they don't care, because if they are in, you will end your season getting throttled, my friend. This is not a
Georgia
team.
tough though. They played Georgia tough. But they go to Georgia this year.
Yes. And no. Georgia's the home game. They go to Oklahoma, to Texas A&M, then they meet y'all between the hedges. Then they play Mizzou.
They meet us between the hedges. Yeah, they go to Georgia.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, this schedule is not terrible, but this team is probably mid. So I mean,
Oklahoma though. That's Jackson Arnold's old team. They're gonna beat them. He's gonna beat them by 100 by himself.
Yet to be determined. But at the end of the day, let's be real here. You guys are playing for the middle of nowhere. What? I mean, try not to get fired. That's the best thing I can tell you.
He's not gonna get fired in year 2. He's gonna be in the same issue as DeBoer.
Is he mid?
State of Alabama,
is he mid or trash?
Who? Auburn or the coach?
Yeah, Auburn.
Auburn's trash. Hugh Freeze, right. The jury's out on him if he's trash or not. Because remember, at Auburn he was cheating. I mean, at Ole Miss he was cheating, and then at Liberty he was at Liberty.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, my boy. All right.
So I would probably say
Arkansas trash, Auburn trash, and I do want to understand, just like in life, trash is different depending on what neighborhood you're in. So just because we call these teams trash, they might be decent teams in your conference. And speaking of teams, oh boy,
we could get to it.
Yes, when I saw that schedule, I was like, "Excuse the out of me." But talking about teams that are probably better than they were probably in the season, we are talking about my Florida Gators next. The biggest thing, first thing, yes, is hopefully we have and can keep a healthy DJ Lagway. This team is built. It survives or dies by DJ. Now, the good news is I think that DJ Lagway could be a very, very good quarterback in the SEC and potentially in the NFL one day. Y'all know how I feel about Billy Napier. I wish he got fired after the first drive since he's been at Florida. He has managed to put together a really good team. And, of course, Montreal Jordan at running back, and a name Nope, we're gonna keep on going. And the name I want you guys to watch out for, Cormani McClain. He got in the gym. He has gotten in great shape. Billy Napier just talked about he believes right now that he has 3 starting cornerbacks, and Cormani is in that conversation. I do think that that is very good. This is the make or break season for Billy. You got enough around you. Can you not call a bunch of stupid plays and lose games?
Yeah, year 4. I mean,
but the schedule sucks.
Year 4. See, Billy didn't do himself any justice by being so bad in year 1 and 2.
Make hay while the sun shines, as the old people say.
You don't have any leeway. Your leeway was used up in the first 2 years.
Wait. Let's clarify that. We want you gone. It's not like you don't have any leeway. The only reason that you are coaching this team is DJ Lagway. If he was not here, your ass would be fired. That's simple.
Yeah. DJ said, nope, I want to keep him. Now.
Kept. For now.
You're kept the coach. So with DJ, with Florida, I normally have so many bad things to say about Florida, but this is actually a really good team, offensively anyway. DJ Lagway put the fear of God in Georgia for a quarter and a half last year.
He's magical.
When you look at the offense, you got DJ Lagway, who only thing he needs to do is be consistent. On the last page. Yeah, only thing he needs to do is be consistent. You know, he can throw the ball down the field, but the dink and dunk is not his strong point. And with Billy Napier is a dink and dunk coach, and then he'll call a big shot after he gets you to commit to trying to stop the bubble screen or the draw or the slant. He's a real 5 to 10 yard.
You didn't have to bring that up. You did that on purpose because you know I hate them plays.
Yes, I did, but yes. But the thing is, I understand what he's trying to do. It's just not a good strategy. To me, in the SEC, you could have done that in the Big 12.
And you would have learned that after the 3rd series of the first game, maybe. The fact that you still trying to figure that out is beyond me. It is one of the biggest concerns I have for him, just his ability to make decent decisions. And then let's the schedule. LSU, Miami, Texas A&M. You get a break with Mississippi State, Georgia. You get a break with Kentucky, who's got the most tenured coach in the SEC. Then you go Ole Miss, Tennessee, and close out against Florida State. They hate you, Billy. Somebody somewhere besides me hates you.
Yeah. But the thing is, on offense, that's what I was saying. On offense, y'all got Coleman. See, y'all got Coleman, and then y'all also have the rookie Dallas. What is his name? Dallas Wilson. Coleman is a sudden burst receiver. He's quick. He can get to top speed fast. He had like a 50-yard catch against Georgia, and he can really get loose. And Dallas is always. I mean, he's a freshman. He's a do-it-all guy. They kind of remind me of kind of like Percy a little bit. So you have
those guys.
Yeah, dude, it's Florida. But the defense, that depth is gone. I don't know if Billy just I'm sorry. I don't know if Billy just isn't recruiting defense like he is offense, or if he has a plan to build the offense up and score points and then bring the defense along. But the depth at the defensive line in the front 7, plus the schedule, maybe y'all undoing, because Texas going to run the ball. Georgia's going to run the ball. Ole Miss, even though Lane is a spread offense guy, always keeps a running back.
Absolutely. And they know that's where we're questionable. And that is the most frustrating part, is most of the times I haven't thought that we were as capable as we've been in the past. This is one of the times where I think we're capable, and I don't think that there is a tougher schedule in college football right now. And if you got one, thoughts and prayers to that team, number 2, and then send it to me.
Yeah, boy. So 7 projected top 15 opponents by the time y'all play them is just unfair. It's unfortunate. Billy, what do we say? Oh, you about to get fired, big dog.
I don't think he gets fired. I think that he's
Man,
gonna
y'all
win.
can't keep doing. If y'all don't fire Billy after this year, y'all go 6-6 again, y'all stupid.
Well, this is the thing. This is the season that if he goes 6-6, you're gonna be like, okay, are you mad? No. Hold on, wait. Let me be very clear. Yes, the fuck I am mad, but I know who I'm dealing with too. Y'all have to understand. I don't try to let my emotions get the best of me, and I have to look at who I am and my bar of expectation and what the overarching team is probably going to say. I think that I have a lot of players who are important to my teams that are probably going to have good enough seasons to keep it going. I don't want to keep it going. I'll be very clear. I would fire Billy Napier tomorrow, if at all possible. I would take Teddy Bridgewater off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and make him my head coach, if at all possible. But I do think that this schedule is so treacherous that if he does okay and he goes 500 and he beats some of these teams, that they'll be like, hey, this is really unfair to judge him on this, even though I don't think that you're judging him on this. But you live and you're a Florida Gator fan for another season. Such is life.
Before we move on to Florida, I'm gonna move on from Florida. I am going to bring up something that I said
oh Lord,
a
here we
long
go.
time ago, and it's proving to be right. You made fun of Georgia for consistently having Mark Richt. And I said, y'all now have your Mark Richt and Billy Napier. He's going to be just good enough to not get fired, but bad enough to piss you off. We are now in year 5.
Well, see, this is the thing. Billy, they're different here, and I will tell you why they're different. Mark Richt was actually good, just not good in the big games. Billy Napier sucks. He's just getting one continue because he recruited what could be a solid team, an elite quarterback at the very end. It's like when they put you on that second written warning at your job, and then you be employee of the month like that, and they start sending off balloons and they trick you. This is a trick. I'm telling you. This is a trick, but it's a trick that we're going to fall for.
We gonna see, bro. Oops, my bad, y'all. We just all over the place. We gonna see.
With that being said, we are going to take a short break. We are going to come back. I'm coming back with a beer, and we'll go right from Florida to only right to talk Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, and Mississippi. You guys hang out. We shall return soon and very soon. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you guys for rocking with me.
Hey, SplashCast fans, are you ready to take your obsession to the next level? Join the SplashCast community on Instagram and our own Facebook page for an immersive experience like never before. Get in on the action with lively discussions, fiery debates, and a community that's as passionate as you are. Our social media platforms are buzzing with the latest podcast news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with fellow SplashCast enthusiasts. Dive into the conversation, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, or go to www.splashcast.com to join now. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our quarter number 2. Quarter 1 is over with. We are back for the second quarter of the SEC preview. Got a few things we're going to talk about. The brews are here. The brews are brewing. Hello. This is sponsored by Not Playing, but hey, Stella, if you would like to sponsor SplashCast,
for sure.
media.com.
Everything is negotiable, baby.
Crisp. We got the brew. We're going to talk about in quarter 2, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, and Mississippi State. I mean, we are literally going top to bottom.
Right. And if you missed the first quarter, always go back and listen. But we have Bama, legit, Arkansas, and Auburn, both dumpster fires, in Florida, somewhere in the middle. Let's move right on. I'm going
Middle of
to
what? No, Florida's going to be a dumpster fire, but they're good enough to be better.
yeah. I have them as mid in this conference so far. We're gonna see as it plays out, but we're not gonna waste any more time. We'll get right to your Georgia Fighting Bulldogs. Is that what?
The
You're on?
Fighting Bulldogs? I don't know.
Come on, Mike Vick.
That sound like a no, he ain't Mike Vick now. Nah, they love bulldogs. You know them people. SEC folks love animals.
Oh, got to be careful when you say what you said because that sentence could be misconstrued if you're from Atlanta. But
So Georgia. Georgia is a contender for me, of course. I mean, if Georgia had a proven quarterback, they are probably the best team in the league. But they don't have a proven quarterback. Carson Beck was mid. And then
Carson, check.
Then he left and went to Miami.
Got it. Check. I hope him and his girlfriend worked that out.
Don't care. So we got Gunnar Stockton, and we lost our top 4 offensive linemen to the league. We've lost 7 contributors. You know, Georgia is one of the only teams that rotates offensive linemen, which has worked in the past. The thing for Georgia last year was the passing game. A little bit of Carson Beck, little bit of blame for Carson Beck, a lot of blame for the receivers, a lot of blame for Mike Bobo.
Really catch
at all. I mean, at all.
I know y'all like Bobo. I do not like Bobo.
Ooh, I have never liked Bobo. Now see, you did that on purpose. You tried to strike a chord with me. I have never liked Bobo. And they talking about, oh man, they gonna he's revamped the offense. No, it's not. We gonna go power toss to the weak side on 3rd and 13.
Ain't never been vamped. Y'all, I hate teams who have a ton of talent and then just have the milk toast offense. No razzle dazzle, nothing where you got people going in different directions. Just simple and basic. I mean, if your team is good, no, you should do both. But y'all refuse to do both, and that's the reason.
No, we did. I mean, and then he went to Ty Monken had us humming, and then he went to Baltimore. They paid him more money. So
how you feel about your boy, Big G, Big Gunner? Come on, bring it.
So, well, let me get there. Last year we had a down year and we won the SEC. So there's that. Gunnar Stockton is right back to Alabama, Georgia game managers. We don't need to do nothing crazy. Scramble for 5 yards and get down. Don't try to be a hero like Beck. That'll get your elbow torn up. We lost a lot of defensive players in the front 7 just off attrition going to the league, but also in the transfer portal. 2 of our edge rushers were supposed to start ended up leaving. So that's going to be interesting. But on offense, the receivers, Zachariah Branch from USC, who's from Georgia, Powder Springs, and his brother transferred back, who's a safety. We got Noah Thomas, a 6'5" jump ball guy who we were kind of missing that last year. If you look at Kirby Smart's offenses over the last 4 or 5 years, you always have that tall receiver that can go get it. Javon Williams, George Pickens, Leonard Cage, the transfer from Miami. You always have that. And it was supposed to be Kobe Young last year, but he got in trouble. And it turns out he's one of the only ones I can say that got in trouble and then was proved innocent. And he had to go through all that. Now he's back. So now our wide receivers, which were such a hindrance, are now supposed to be really the strength of our team. The issue is our running backs. We have nobody proven. We have Nate Frazier, who's a sophomore. Crazy. Nate Frazier, who's a sophomore. Huh?
That's crazy. And probably one of the better things that could be a problem is a team that consistently has good running backs. You guys probably will have another good running back. He just probably hasn't established himself yet.
Nate Frazier started last year and led the team with 600 yards rushing. We now have brought in, we have two bruisers. Roderick Robinson, who got hurt last year and really never recovered. He had like a turf toe, then like a knee, and he's like 6'3", 240. So he's there. Josh McCray transferred from Illinois, who's 6'1", 230. Then Nate Frazier, and you have the number one running back in the nation came. I can't remember his name. He's a freshman, but he came there for running back. So we just have nobody established, but we have 5 running backs that all could start really anywhere else. As long as Gunnar Stockton doesn't, as long as we don't have to rely on Gunnar Stockton and Mike Bobo to go win a game, we should probably be a top 2 team in the SEC. If we gotta rely on the offense and the defense and kicking, boy, we looking at 4-5 losses.
Let me tell you this. Number one, why is the only talking point for Gunnar Stockton that he drives his old ass truck?
He's a down home.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you right now. Never heard of anybody reporting on young black kids riding around in an 86 Cutlass and that being okay. But since it's an F-150, oh, he's humble. He has his car with no air conditioning. He's so different than Carson Beck, who is driving a Lambo. You talk about everything other than play on the field. And I got questions. I am not sure if he's legit. We talk about his family. We talk about how he got his name from his great-grandfather. Everything other than play on the field. That makes me believe. That leads me to believe that this play is not going to be that good because they got every heartfelt story I have ever heard. Why? All of them. And nobody like, you know what? He's good at. Nope. He sounds like a guy who we like. And those guys are typically not very good. So I got big questions at quarterback. If the quarterback shows up in any sort of form, then yeah, it's not good. I'm not going to say I'm afraid. I just can't. But I can definitely say that it's not good for everybody else. But Gunnar Stockton, come on down, brother. Come on down. I got to see you.
Yeah, his schedule doesn't do him any favors. Now, he gets 2 warm-up games, which is, I mean, great. But then you play Tennessee at Tennessee. That's your first road game as starting quarterback. At home versus Alabama the next week. Home versus Kentucky. At Auburn. So we do play at Auburn.
Yep.
Then we play Ole Miss at home, Florida in the Classic, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, Georgia Tech.
Now, let me tell y'all did a great job of beginning and ending the season on high notes. The middle it's a decent, I like this schedule. If y'all get through this schedule, 1 loss or undefeated, respect. I will give it to you. This ain't, a lot of them years I've been looking at that schedule like, hey, man, things have gone well for you. This is not one of those years, in my opinion. I think that if you are successful, that you will have earned it. And I want to see it, but I am targeting Gunnar Stockton. He going to have to show me. Mandatory.
Yeah. I mean, this may be a moment where he may not. I mean,
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
4-5-year
cool
quarterback
story. But starting your first game, let me tell you, Tennessee, they might have lost their star quarterback. But if you find yourself in the field clutch on Rocky Top and they start playing that,
Rocky Top,
you hear Rocky Top 2 or 3 times, I'm gonna tell you, boy,
it's a crazy atmosphere.
It could spiral for somebody who's never been in that heat before, and I would love to see that. I just would. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I'm intrigued because even Kentucky, Stoops has gotten that team to as good as it's really been consistently. And he's the elder statesman when it comes to coaches in the SEC. So it's a for sure losable game, especially coming off Tennessee and Alabama if you have one or two big injuries. So I want to see what y'all do this year. I will definitely respect you guys a lot more than I have in the past if you get through this schedule unscathed or just maybe losing to Texas.
Okay. Yes. If we get through this schedule unscathed, that would be great. This seems like a Jake Fromm year for me. In 2018, Jake Fromm came in, nobody, relatively unknown, no big arm, no nothing. And he just managed the offense really, really well, and you had a decent defense. I see that happening, except for this year, there's no Bama. So that team lost to Bama in the national championship, where I think
Texas is Bama,
according to everybody else, right? I ain't never seen a team that's supposed to be Bama and they ain't won nothing.
I ain't never seen. I mean, yes, I agree. And when we get to Texas, I will be on your side for all those things. But what I'm saying is, at this point in time, the expectation is for Texas to be what we have had Alabama to be in the past.
We're gonna get there because I have thoughts, but I see Georgia. I mean, they're out of all the stuff we talked about, they still the favorite. I mean, between Texas and Georgia, it's them two. Those are the ones, and then Alabama and LSU are next. So I mean, we believe in Kirby. I believe in the defense. We have 3 lockdown corners. We have defensive tackles that are really good at being disruptors. And we have possibly the best linebacker duo in the league, in the nation, and we have a top 5 safety as well.
LSU gonna have something to say about that too, though.
I believe you, but we ain't got to see them until Atlanta if we make it there. So and they make it there.
Fair enough. That is a. I mean, you still got Texas and Alabama. You got enough. You got enough. I'm going to say that much.
But we get Texas at home, Alabama at home, Ole Miss at home, Florida in the Cocktail Classic.
Yeah,
that's advantageous. It's set up, and I don't believe in Kentucky. And we can talk about Kentucky now too. Them bum ass. Kentucky ain't good. They're not gonna be good. I don't know who Zach outside of K. He came from Incarnate Word. You talk. They should just be quiet. We don't need to hear about him at all. I don't care about them. How you feel? You tell me how you feel about Kentucky. How about that?
I feel they're in a very kind of tough position. Stoops is doing the best what he got. He just doesn't. Once again, don't have the capacity. It's not enough over there to really make yourself a contender. You know, they talking special teams, and they don't really have the skill players at any position to say, hey, man, this is my group that I can count on, or they just don't have it. They'll probably, the best thing that they could really do is probably just play spoiler for other people.
One thing I like about Kentucky, they know their expectations. Stoops is in his 13th year. He is 77-73, and he had a 12-win season one year.
But he's been the best of the coaches that they can, He's as good as
they're not going to get nobody better. They tried to fire him. They tried to send him to Texas A&M. They recommended him. They sent him to Texas for the interview with a letter of recommendation. And they were like, he's like, nah, I'll come back and keep this $10 million a year.
I mean,
why would I leave? I have no expectations. Why would you leave? The Braves won that game. Sorry.
Yes, they did. Yeah, for sure. Next up, we are now. Here we go.
All we do is talk about Stoops. We didn't talk about offense, no defense, no special teams, no nothing.
And nobody is all season. Let's keep it real here.
They got a lot. No, they got they're wide receivers now. They got a Bama transfer, a Clemson transfer. I don't care nothing about their running backs from Nebraska and New Mexico State. Nor do I care about Zach Calzada. But they do have the wide receivers. The thing is, Kentucky's offense ain't wide receiver based.
That's the reason I said this offense. What? I don't know. Yeah, for me, I'm not sold on anything. I'm not buying it. Y'all should be trying to be focused on having a good basketball season.
They one of them teams trying to get to 6-6, so they're gonna be
striving to be 6-6. You
want to go LSU? We can talk about LSU. That is probably my sleep.
How they the sleeper? It can't be a sleeper.
They're
You got
contenders. They're contenders. So I mean, it's hard to be a sleeper for a
yes,
contender.
yeah. I don't think that. Well, the LSU Tigers, they are. I don't think they're in the what I would consider like the elite tier of UGA and University of Texas. They are in that next tier down with I think Bama.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody else is going to be in that tier with them. But I take them as that second step down, but could potentially, if you win a couple games, you could be a legit contender, possible national champion. They got Garrett Nussmeier, experienced quarterback. You got Brian Kelly, who left Notre Dame to come to LSU to be a contender and then just can't get right.
Yeah, that schedule though. Ooh, yeah. Peace to them if they make it. Why? Hold on. Don't
No,
mean to
this
go on tangents. I know we're going on tangents, but I'm gonna ask. Why is Oklahoma ranked number 18?
preseason rankings don't mean nothing. I mean, it's alleged. It's a lot of alleged pedigree right now, and I think that they'll be. I don't think that they're terrible. I just don't think that they're going to be good enough to be in this. So let's talk this schedule for a second. You play number 4 Clemson. We don't know if Clemson is a number 4 team. That's
They
just
talking like
weird.
they the class of the ACC.
Man, that don't mean nothing. Oh, ACC could be bird shit as far as we know. So I don't trust them. Clemson could be. It'll be a good game in notoriety. It'll be a good week 1 game. We will have to get all the way to the end of the season before we figure out if Clemson is a good football team or not. Louisiana Tech, you play Florida early. Now it could go one or two ways there. You could start the season 3-0. You could start the season 1-2. If you start the season 1-2, honestly, you could still win out and save yourself, but you're going to play
You see the rest of that? You see the rest of that schedule?
Yeah, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tricky Vandy, Texas A&M, Bama, Arkansas, Western Kentucky. You end with Oklahoma. All of those guys are the questionable teams, including we like Bama, but we don't exactly know who they are either. So this is everybody on this schedule is questionable. It's not one singular lock, but unfortunately, these guys could all, LaNorris Sellers could ruin your life. He could just go digital on you, and Bama could do the same. DJ Lagway in Florida could make it difficult on you, and you could just come out on week 1 and get slapped by Clemson. But you could also do all of the slapping too. This is where I'm saying, Brian Kelly, you left Notre Dame. You said you was coming to LSU. You changed your accent. You haven't done a terrible job, but you haven't actually done anything either. This is your opportunity if you want to be if you want to be heralded in the coaching level that your name kind of has right now. This is your opportunity to show us that, hey, I'm legit. And this is the easiest way for you to do it, because everybody here questionable.
I mean, they have the talent, man. They have on offense. They got Nick Anderson from Oklahoma. He was like their second leading receiver. They got
and that's the other part. You keep putting these guys in the NFL who are world beaters. Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. and
they were on the team together with
me,
Jaden Daniels. All three of them on the team together.
Brother, what?
And RIP to Lacey, he was there too.
Right, exactly. Hey, you got to do something here, Brian Kelly, or this leash could get shorter faster. Because once again, this is a really good job, and they have basically every elite wide receiver is coming out of LSU right now. I mean, coming out of Louisiana. One. Yeah.
They are on a South Louisiana
either, this is going to be a shit or get out the pot job, bro. And if you don't got it this year, it could be tight.
If the defense is strong, because they got DJ Pickett, who's a 6'4" freshman corner who has come in and take the starting spot immediately They say
Perkins
he's
is
as
back,
good
ain't
as
it?
Derek Stingley Jr. was at LSU.
Perkins is back. They got the entire Weeks family. Yeah, this is your chance where you do have tough games, but these could all be tough games too. So yeah, for me, this is your opportunity. What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, but you should, if you do everything right, no matter if you get out, because I don't see undefeated through this schedule, but I do see
You see playoff bound, right?
playoff bound.
Right.
And if you play everything right, you should make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, they're gonna fire you.
Yeah, I
They're gonna fire
mean,
you.
this is the thing. The other part, I think that three teams make it out of the SEC.
I don't. I do. I
Yes,
do
you
because I
do.
love Georgia, but it could get bad quick now. It could
What
go
I'm
from three
saying
to two
is,
fast.
if Texas goes undefeated, you guys only lose to Georgia. I mean, and you guys only lose to Texas, and they lose one of these games. All three of those teams will have to be in the top 12.
In that case, then Alabama's out because Alabama would have lost to Georgia, Texas,
Right.
and LSU. Which, if all three of those teams have one loss, then it really then they probably may have a wild card in there too. And it 12 teams now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But what I'm saying is there's potential for 3, possibly 4 SEC teams. And when I say that, I also say 4 well-deserving teams, not just say, hey, just pick 4. Nah, if all these teams do potentially what they believe that they're gonna do, then yeah, it's a problem. But LSU
contender.
definitely for sure contender. But hey, show up or shut up, one of the two. We ain't got no more time to be playing with you guys.
Yep. Back to the bottom. Pause if necessary. Mississippi State. Shout out to Jeff Lebby. It's tight, bro. Second
Super
year,
tight.
went 2-10. This job for Jeff Lebby is what you call in the corporate world a resume builder. When they send you to make sure that you can get experience, right? Hey, I want to interview for this supervisor job here in Atlanta. Well, you don't really have any experience. We're going to send you to Starkville, Mississippi, so you can be a coach for 2 years and get your teeth kicked in. And then you're going to come over to a team in the ACC and you're going to be really, really good. That's
Boy,
what's
let
going to
me
happen
tell
with Jeff
you.
Lebby. He ain't going to be
Let
good
me
for 3 years,
let me
but he's
tell
going to
you.
be a great coach when he leaves.
Yeah, because if you just beat somebody down to a pulp, either they're gonna rise like a phoenix or retire. They start out with Southern Miss. Now, if you remember Southern Miss, I cannot think of his name now. The coach at Southern Miss was the coach at
Came
Marshall.
from Marshall, right?
Yes. And he basically took that program with him. He's been very good. I can't think of his name now. He's head coach. He played football at Hampton. So you start out with Southern Miss. Not going to be your average Southern Miss team by any expectation.
Tony Gibson.
No, definitely not Tony Gibson.
Nope, that's Marshall. Sorry.
Yep.
I got you.
Yep. But then you get Arizona State at 11.
That was tough.
Yep, Coach Huff. That's it. Yeah, so you got Coach Huff, number 1. Southern Miss is going to be a different Southern Miss. Arizona State at 11. Then you get a little layoff here, Alcorn and Northern Illinois. Then you get Tennessee, Texas A&M, Florida, Texas. Now that is 4. Then you get a break. You get a little rest with Arkansas. Then you come back, Georgia, and then you close out with Missouri and Ole Miss. You ain't going to make it. You are in the dregs of society. You have no hope. All you can do is try to learn and correct processes and recruit, brother. This is bad and not getting any better anytime soon. Very simple. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, and your NIL is the great equalizer. And unfortunately, by being in Mississippi next to Louisiana and then Texas right over there, I mean, Texas Tech just bought the number 1 player. So you unfortunately don't have enough money.
That's the richest man under 40. He bought. They say he spent like $16 million. in the portal. Just hey,
So I
what it
mean, and they
costs.
still gonna be
Right.
74. But I unfortunately for you, I mean, even your transfers all came from like Division 2.
Bro, what are you doing? They are dead. DEAD, dead.
Shout out to you, Mississippi State. I just hope nothing for you. I don't have any hope for you.
I hope it. I was about to say, I hope hell. Hey, I got my own team to worry about.
So they're actually probably. I remember I said 14-16 for Auburn. This right here is 16. Mississippi State is picked to be the last team in the league.
Yeah,
You gonna
Yeah,
lose to the Nerds.
dead in red. Okay, so we have hits. Let me find my leader. My yep, right here. We got Georgia, good. Kentucky, trash. LSU, contender. Mississippi State, trash. We're going to take a short break. Come right back.
Hey, SplashCast listeners, are you ready to dive into some exciting opportunities with us? The SplashCast is now open for brand partnerships, advertisements, and sponsorships. We want your business to make a splash with our audience. Picture your brand reaching all of our loyal and passionate listeners who love our weekly content. From HBCU news around the culture to our splashes of the week, we cover it all. If you're looking for a dynamic platform to showcase your products or services, look no further. Reach out to us at diveteammedia@gmail.com. That's diveteammedia@gmail.com. Or visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com for more details. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, from halftime. We are here for the SEC college football preview for the 2025-2026 year. We are going in alphabetical order. We are now in the second part of the M's. If you've been following, the SEC is literally somebody is a contender or they are ass. I think we are now going to get to kind of the mid-tier teams a little bit.
Yes,
Maybe
a lot
couple
of it.
sleepers. So we're gonna start out with Missouri. Mizzou, Mizzou. The only team in the SEC that is not in the South. So or I mean, I guess you could say Oklahoma, but they Southwest, right? So yeah. Let's start out with Missouri. What you got for Missouri?
I don't got a lot. Let's be real here. You like them a lot more than I do. I'm not the most sold. I think they have a pretty experienced staff, some decent transfers, but I don't love this team. The quarterback, Bo Prabula, whatever it is, he's supposed to allegedly be the guy. I have not.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't necessarily loved this team since they've been in the SEC. Honestly, outside of that very first year, they're comfortably falling into the middle of this.
There's a joke there. If you know the GIF, you know that GIF, then you know the joke.
Relax.
Okay, we go.
Get it. No. Yes, but overall, how Reggie feels about that is how I feel about Mizzou. I don't trust them. This is gas station sushi. I guess they have to be in the middle because we've already thrown 4 teams to the dumpster. But no, I don't trust them. I don't like them. I don't think that they're competitive. I don't even think they're in the top half of the SEC, to be completely honest with you.
Man, in the West, we talked about
Ain't no West.
Yeah, I know. But we talked about
and they got an easy schedule. Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, not LSU, South Carolina, UMass. Then you get Bama, Auburn, Vandy, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. This is
no Georgia. This is your year. Now,
no LSU.
Now you changed my talking points. First off, Bo Prabula. So one thing Eli Drinkwitz has started to do and figure out is he's gonna lose players, and they don't recruit well enough because they don't get enough players and plus geography that they are going to be able to just recruit a top 5 team nationally, the top 5 class nationally to supplement the loss. Like Luther Burden, they lost Luther Burden. I think Theo Weiss is gone. So, but he used the portal to literally plug every gap in his roster. Yep. See, I knew. I changed the wording. Changed the wording. So I mean, again, the transfer portal can help. They got Damon Wilson from Georgia, edge rusher. He was a 5-star. They got Bo Pribula from Penn State.
Ain't enough.
The thing is, we don't know nothing else about them. They have, you know what it says for their strengths? They could have a steady QB and an elite kicker. That means you're going to get to the 30 and not score touchdowns and kick field goals. Trust me, I'm a Falcons fan. I know exactly what it means to get into the red zone and not score touchdowns. Yep. So they do play
a lot of 18-point games in your future.
24, 27. You'd be like, what happened to the extra point? Oh, never mind. It's 2 field goals.
Y'all didn't score a touchdown at all? Nah, we just got close and let the man kick it.
I wanted to put them as kind of a pretender, but I think they're a sleeper because their schedule is so boo-boo. It's so easy.
Be quiet and go to sleep.
It's so easy that they could at least make it interesting. And they may be one of the teams that will benefit from being just good enough to not win and make it to the SEC championship game and then get a wild card into the top 12 teams. They may be like a 10-2 team, but they just haven't played anybody. And then you're going to be screaming and crying. I will ask you this, though.
And crying and screaming.
That's the team I was talking about. We just talked about Kentucky and Mark Stoops, who has a job to where, hey, Bob. No, Bob is Oklahoma.
You're right.
Mike Stoops. There's 3 of them. Bob, Mark, and Mike. So Kentucky, he has a job to where the expectations are low. He's in year 13 and he's only 6 games over 500. But he's never going to find more stability than he's going to find at Kentucky. I think Eli Drinkwitz is the Kentucky of the old SEC West geography-wise. I know they were in the East, but West. He's never going to be a 15-1, 14-2, 13-3 coach. It's just not at Missouri. It's just not going to happen. Honestly, I could probably see Missouri realigning and going to back to the Big 12. But I think he has a cushy job. I don't think he's going to get fired,
bro.
I don't think he's going to get fired. Do you think he's going to get fired?
I don't. Do I think he deserves a job? They like him. That also goes into some. Yeah, that is some of what the reason that some coaches get to stay around longer. They like him.
Notoriety.
Do I think that he's good? Do I think that he's bad? Probably not. Do I think that they're competitive? No, they're at the bottom end of the SEC. To me, I don't trust his team really at all. And even if you look at like coaching pedigree, he's at the lower end of even that. I mean,
I think this was his first big job, so I don't know if he doesn't have a lot of pedigree. I think that they could give Tennessee a run for their money. Wherever you want to put Tennessee in terms of talent-wise and roster and finishing is where they're going to be. I think they could probably end up ranked at the end of the season.
And if then that to me is very low bar for like Tennessee. Unfortunately, lost their lead dog in Nico. Losing your lead dog at the time that they did, if you're like matching up with a team who lost your number one quarterback, then they have an excuse. What the hell are you doing? You had your quarterback. You've been you identified who your guy was a long time ago. So yeah, for me, I'm just out on Mizzou. I think they're bottom tier, maybe. Yeah, I think they're top tier trash, maybe at best. To me,
I think that schedule is going to make them look better than they are. It's lipstick on a pig. I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to end up, and I think they're going to get the benefit of the doubt for a weak schedule, but being in the SEC.
The pig is squealing. All right, we move right on. Same They gonna might as well be next to each other. Ole Miss running Rebels.
That's the boot. Louisiana. Yeah. Oh, Oklahoma.
Correct. You're right. Got ahead of myself.
Oklahoma. Look, Brent, it was cool. Year 4, you 22-17. This might be it for you, dog. I don't know if you make it to year 5, especially if another coach comes to be available. Your defense is improving, but you supposed to be the defensive guru.
Correct.
Improving in defense ain't supposed to be in your category in year 4.
Nope.
That's not supposed to happen. He's definitely on the hot seat. He lost his starting quarterback that was a freshman 5-star in Jackson Arnold. He's now brought in a Washington State transfer that's not Cam Ward. And they have Jaden Ott, who's a transfer, but it's nothing that causes you to raise an eyebrow. They have a terrible offensive line. We don't know about their quarterback. And the defense, which is their strength, is now unproven because we took their best defensive player here in Atlanta. His name is Billy Bowman. So when it comes to he had all of their he had most of their takeaways. They played 9 top 25 opponents.
Oh, this schedule, that's what I'm looking for, is smoking. John Mateer, let me tell you, at quarterback, hey, you're gonna have to be it. Now,
Who they play? Go through
it. This is where I do give Brett Venables at least the benefit of the doubt. Somebody hates you like they hate Billy Napier. You got Michigan, and Illinois State to start the season. Then you play Michigan, then you get Temple, then you get Auburn, then you get Kent State. After that, you know how you playing the video game, you sitting back like me, and then you start sitting up. You need to start sitting up right then and there. You come back October 11th, Texas, October 18th, University of South Carolina, October 25th, Ole Miss, November 1st, Tennessee, November 15th, Alabama. Then you get Mizzou, and then you finish off for LSU. Let me tell you, you ain't gonna make it. You don't stand a chance, brother. The battle is not yours. You need to lean on the Lord. Lean not on your own understanding. This ain't fair. And that is the thing that I will give you. I don't know who's surviving this gauntlet of teams.
I blame Oklahoma for that. Y'all came into the league the same time as Texas. Y'all had time to prepare. They told y'all was coming to the SEC.
You can't prepare for this. You can't prepare.
Yes, you can, because they released the schedule. They knew this schedule 3 years ago. They told y'all 2 years before you were supposed to come to the SEC to get ready. What did Texas do? Spent all the money to get ready. This is the year, the culmination for Texas and Oklahoma was supposed to be for Texas and Oklahoma to really take over the SEC. This was the year. And at this point, you didn't recruit well enough. You recruited defense, but you have struck out on offense.
Yeah, but the other part is, for me, they've gotten this a nasty group of coaches that you've got to go through.
Yeah, you
got old boy at Michigan who you believe they're gonna fire. Then you have Sarkisian. Then you have Lane Kiffin. Then you have Bobby Hill, Josh Heupel, and then Kellen Dobert. And then you have Brian Kelly and Eli Drinkwitz. This is teams aside, you're about to coach against one of the toughest coaching matchup schedules that you could draw.
I think that benefits them, Oklahoma. Here's why. Every coach you named is an offensive coach. Every coach. Venables' best quality is being able to beat offensive coaches, i.e. Alabama last year. So
valid point. Well,
he's set up to beat at least 2 of those teams. And he gonna have to, because that'll save your job. That gets you to what, 7 wins, 7, 8 wins.
But you know what this is. You're gonna get treated like freaking the cup party. Once you get tried, they're gonna keep trying you, brother. And if one of these guys figures out how to beat you, the next guy will 100% steal that game plan and wallop you until oblivion.
When they play Ole Miss? When do they play Ole Miss?
October 25th, followed by Tennessee, followed by Alabama, followed by Missouri, followed by LSU. Boy, it could get so bad.
That is your changing point. You have to beat Ole Miss. Oklahoma has to beat Ole Miss because Lane Kiffin is the coach that if he figures out that the sweep right goes and you can't stop it, he's going to run the ball 72 times sweep right. He's going to put his thumb on that sore.
Oh yeah,
forever. You got to beat him. If you don't beat him and he exposes you, the rest of that schedule, you go ahead and start recruiting, bro. It's go ahead. Rehab.
Nah, there is a world where you could lose all of them games.
Yes,
you could.
Now, if you lose all them games, he's gonna be fired. He's gonna be fired. You can't lose that many in a row.
You could fumble, stumble, and fall real easily. It's oblivion.
Right back on the sideline. Interim head coach.
I'm talking about like you could lose every game in the second half of your season. Y'all could just not get another win.
They're not gonna stand for that at Oklahoma. Those schools that are in them states that don't have NFL teams, you bet to win. Now you gotta win in Alabama and you gotta win in Oklahoma.
Especially with Oklahoma City winning that basketball championship, there is going to be I'm not gonna say it's gonna be more, but they're gonna be excited about their sport being back, and they're gonna support because they're gonna want the OKC fans to like, oh, hey, let's celebrate our championship during football season. So yeah, and you raining on that parade. Hey, it's tight on you, bro. You might be fired.
Y'all threw me out there in the rain with no umbrella. You gotta be playing all these teams. That ain't me.
Hey, they don't. Hey, what they gonna say? Show me the baby, bro.
We pay you a lot of money.
Yeah,
I ain't really trying to hear.
Ton of money.
Next, so Oklahoma, Missouri. I've changed. I'd say Missouri is probably one of my sleepers. Oklahoma is a pretender. I don't want to say trash just because they're gonna win the first 6. But
I put them in blue. They're mid. I think
they're mid tier. They're gonna be their season will be made if they upset one of them last 5 teams that they're gonna get ran through. That's it. This Lane Kiffin will always be a sleeper to me. Ole Miss will always be a sleeper because Lane is an asshole, and Lane is gonna try to beat you.
He's the definition of mercurial. He's the games that he just should win. It's like he could lose this game, and then where you think that one of these guys just gonna whoop him, he'd be like, nah. I'm gonna score 50. You just don't know. And he's a lunatic. He is honestly, out of all the coaches, he's my favorite SEC coach.
Yes. He should be Florida's coach. Yeah, he should be Spurrier Jr. He wears a visor.
Right. And that's the reason I like him. That's it. You're right. He is little Stevie. He's funny. He's not scary though. One thing I will say about him is whatever you got to say, you can say it to his face. He ain't gonna, and he's not gonna even take it personally. I like him
because he's gonna shoot right back at you.
Right. And he will try to drown you if at all possible. But let me tell you, brother, you can try to drown whoever, whenever, wherever. This schedule here, let me tell you. Virginia. Oh, hold on. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. That is not the schedule that I thought it was. I was going to read y'all South Carolina, and I was like, wait. I know Ole Miss don't play South Carolina State in football, and then that's the reason I knew. Let's see what they got here. Georgia State, it's a good game. Thank you guys for that. Kentucky, Arkansas, Tulane. First quarter of this schedule, solid. LSU, you're probably going to lose that game, but nobody going to be upset. You can win Washington. Then you play Georgia on October 18th, Oklahoma on October 25th, South Carolina on November 1st. Then you get the Citadel and Florida. Ain't great.
It's a winnable schedule. They have to win.
Who do you think? And I don't mean to say it like that. That was disrespectful. Who do you think they can beat? But out of the teams that they play, who do you think that's ranked that they can beat?
Let me make sure. I'm gonna pull it up myself.
I don't think they beaten LSU. I don't think they beaten Georgia. Oklahoma, Ole Miss is going to be a very big game. Probably not for the SEC, but for those two programs, it's going to be surely something.
That is October 25th. Oklahoma will be ranked as high as they possibly can be ranked by that game, right?
Right.
So
Right.
they're going to beat Oklahoma. I don't know if they beat South Carolina. South Carolina beat Shane Beamer. We'll get to him. Shane Beamer is recruiting, and they're gonna mess around.
And that's another guy they love. They love him.
Florida, I don't think y'all will be ranked by the time y'all play them in November. Yep. So, but that's if we're gonna go by now, that's a team that they should beat that's ranked.
And Billy 100% will be fighting for his life by then. Yeah, that is what you don't want.
You'll see the most exotic screen game ever, bro.
Fuck you, Reggie. I try.
I'll be right there with you. I don't believe in Gunner. I'm just trying to be nice. I don't believe in Gunner.
But for me, they're definitely dead center of one of these mid teams to me. They're not a team I think is competing for a championship, but I do think that their coach is pretty good.
And he's 44 and 18 in 6 years. He just loses to Bama and Georgia.
You're right.
And he beat Georgia last year.
Yeah, but it's very good.
In LSU. Now, they have a quarterback.
Hey. Bring your ass to Florida, bro. Let's make this happen.
I think that's probably the move. Because he was going to throw No, he said he didn't want to last time.
But I think that he probably knew the whole DJ Lagway situation. This ain't the time. You got to at least give him a chance. And I think that, if you're DJ Lagway and Lane Kiffin says, bro, I'm coming back to be your coach. If you're not headed to Georgia, then, guess you could always go to Texas.
Who you talking about, DJ?
Yeah.
Georgia don't throw the ball enough for him. He'll go to Texas. He'll be at Texas tomorrow.
I get that, but I also see the draw of just going. Because you never know what Texas is going to have, and they already got a guy. What does his season look like with Billy Napier screen?
Okay, well then you can go to Tennessee. And I know you say but Tennessee will hype in that fast-paced offense.
Yeah.
DJ, but number one, I guess DJ Lagway.
But going from Florida to Tennessee is a very lateral move. What I'm saying is, if the opportunity is the opportunity could be a move up, but if you look at Florida, and if Florida has the type of season we think, and Tennessee has a season that they have, okay, 6 for half a dozen to me.
He's not gonna go to Ole Miss because they got Austin Simmons, who was a 16-year-old freshman,
right?
And he then came in with 5 for 6 and scored a touchdown. They gonna be nice. Now the defense was, I want to say, they were second in scoring and they were third in the SEC, which I don't even know how that works. But the thing about Ole Miss was last year as good as it gets. Remember, they were ranked inside the top 10, and they had Jackson Dart, and they had so many guys. They have a lot of skill. Again, you can replace attrition with the transfer portal, and they got a lot of them. They got people from Bama, LSU, Missouri. He went everywhere. Bama, LSU, Missouri, Troy, Oklahoma State, Penn State, Grambling, Marshall. I don't even know what USA is. University of Louisiana Monroe, Washington State, LSU. That means they were spending that money. So if they spending that money, they have the opportunity, if they can all adjust, especially that linebacker from Grambling. He was amazing. He had like 30 tackles against Southern. I'm exaggerating, but it was in the high
It's
teens to
enough.
low
Right.
20s.
See
So
ball, get ball. See ball, get ball.
and he's good. So now they've added 17 new transfers, and I think 10 of them were on defense. So that's going to be a difficult, and they only returned 4 of 18 starters on defense. But that offense with Austin Simmons is going to be fun to watch. I think that they're a sleeper. I think they are a sleeper. They're a sleeper to get to the college football playoff. They're a sleeper because they have it all ahead of them to get to the at least get into contention for the SEC championship. You said they play Texas, right?
Yes. So for me, I no, Ole Miss does not play Texas.
Well, yeah. And they just got to get past Georgia
LSU
and
and Georgia
LSU.
and Oklahoma and South Carolina and Florida.
You don't believe in Oklahoma?
No, but I don't know if I believe it. I believe in Ole Miss and Oklahoma on any. That's a coin flip to me, and they're both going to be playing for some level of their own personal respect. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how either team sorts out here.
Yeah.
For me anyway. All right, next we are at South Carolina head coach
Man,
Shane.
this should just be
Beamer.
called a sleeper segment. They my sleeper too.
Right. This is a team.
Yes. You want to go? You go. You got it.
No, go ahead. Well,
Okay. So South Carolina offense, they have probably the most dynamic quarterback in the SEC in terms of dual threat. I think Garrett Nussmeier really might be the best pure passer in the SEC.
I mean, hold on a second. It's good quarterbacks in the SEC right now.
DJ
You look
Lagway,
at Lagway,
Nussmeier.
LaNorris Sellers, and especially if Nico would have been here, that would have been crazy.
Nussmeier.
Diego Pavia with Vanderbilt. I know you feel that way, but he has revitalized that team.
I'm still at 3.
Nussmeier.
That's my third.
Yeah, it's
That's 3. It's 16 teams in the SEC, right?
I got 4. I think I got 5. Lagway, Sellers, Pavia, Manning, Nussmeier. 5.
I got 4. I ain't putting Pavia there. Pavia is
you
all heart, and I think I don't.
Pavia better than Gunner for sure, 100%.
Yeah, but Pavia is on Vanderbilt. Gunner is on Georgia.
Right, but what I'm saying is the kid has some intangibles. He led that team.
You have all the intangibles in the world. Tim Tebow had intangibles, but he was on a team with literally everything.
That too.
When you got intangibles, you have to surround the intangibles with talent to lead. That's what the intangibles are for. You at Vanderbilt, and you beat Alabama. There is no sneaking up, and there's no sneaking up for you. But quarterback play, I still think LaNorris. I mean, he's 6'3", 240, dog, and he run a 4.4. Like he is crazy. That Clemson game, if he has done anything to get better after that Clemson game, y'all are in trouble. And they have this giant of a wide receiver in Nick Harbor, who's 6'5".
Wait. Also a speed demon. Not just because, a lot of times people are like, oh, well, he's got to be big. So, no, he's big and fast.
No, he's 6'5", 235, and he was the state champion in the 100 meters. Like, they didn't even teach him. They didn't tell him to run no routes last year. They just said, run down the field, and I'm going to throw the ball really high. And you just go run and jump.
What Mahomes say? He must be down there somewhere.
Yeah. So, but outside of Nick Harbor, though, ain't much there. They lost Josh Simon, who probably is going to be on the practice squad for the Falcons. They lost was it Ace Sanders? No, Ace Sanders was the returner. This guy's name is Raheem Sanders, but he had a nickname for it. I think it was Rocket. They are good on offense, but on defense, they lost their entire front except for the best player, which is Dylan Stewart. But they lost literally everybody else. And the secondary is young.
Beamer is a good coach, and he got them people in South Carolina dreaming, thinking, and believing. And
play
they
7 times a game.
they also have an unfortunate schedule.
I'm about to say they play
They
7
start
teams.
out, right. They start out with Virginia Tech, South Carolina State. Don't slip up against Vandy. Don't slip up against Missouri. Don't slip up against Kentucky. If you are so fortunate, then you play LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. You get a break. Then you finish out with Clemson, who you're hoping that their season is just over by then, so it doesn't matter. And then
Why
you
you
kind of
hoping? They beat them last year in Clemson.
I know, but you want.
That's the LaNorris Sellers game.
Yeah, but you're gonna need a break and some ice after that gauntlet that you face in the middle of the season. You want whatever you can get to be simple and easy by November 29th.
I think LaNorris Sellers probably, if he has any consistency right now, he's Anthony Richardson inconsistent. I mean, when he's good and he can run and he could throw and not have to think, they are amazing, because they should have beat LSU last year, but they got cheated. But I don't know if this team defensive wise has the depth in the SEC. The top tier teams, especially with Georgia, they are going, if they can run the ball, the line is going to maul you. And Georgia has probably the biggest line in the SEC almost every year. It used to be Alabama, maybe Alabama, of course, too, but they kind of changed their philosophy a little bit. If South Carolina can't block, I don't care what LaNorris Sellers can do. It's tough. I'm gonna put it. I believe in LaNorris. I'm gonna put him as a sleeper because I believe.
And I believe in Beamer. Beamer and LaNorris together are probably. I mean, they're probably a mid team, just mid. It's okay. You're not the top of the top, but you're not Kentucky. You're not Vandy.
Nah, they're gonna be better than Tennessee. I think they're gonna be better than Tennessee. I don't necessarily believe in Tennessee, and we're gonna have to take a break before we get there.
Let's wait. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Texas, we finished in Tennessee, so
yeah, we're gonna take this time out. We'll come back and we'll start right there with old Rocky Top. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe, continue to follow us on all social medias. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for listening. And
wait, hold on. What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. We here for it.
And we are here for the final and fourth quarter as we close out the the SEC portion of the college football preview. We are starting with a team that has had a very precarious last, I would say, 6 months to 12 months. It is not my Tennessee Volunteer, but somebody's Tennessee Volunteers, coached by Josh Heupel. They are in what I would consider the most unfortunate situation. Me and Reggie were just talking in pre-production about, how Florida and Tennessee is a rival. I give that rivalry a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is not a team that I hate. I feel that they've had a very unfortunate situation with Nico Amaliva leaving and going to UCLA and holding them hostage.
Nico, I left you.
Yeah, Amaliva, and he did. Josh Heupel, I think, has done a pretty good job with this team, but losing your star quarterback and not having a chance to replace, I think it's just a situation where you made a deal with the con man and got conned. Whatever kind of happens this season, to me, I think is a wash. I don't think that if you remove anybody's starting quarterback at the time that they lost their quarterback, it's not really realistic in this day and age to have a really high expectation. With that being said, the rest of the team is solid. You got a solid coach. I just don't know if they got enough to get it done. They're a dangerous team. And if anybody says they know about Tennessee and they haven't been at practice every day, I feel like you're lying. I don't know how you could identify and look at this team and say you can feel confident either they're going to be good or they're going to be bad. I look at the schedule and it's not terrible. there's not what you would say per se a gauntlet like the majority of these other teams play. You start out with Syracuse, then you play East Tennessee State, then you play Georgia, then you get UAB and Mississippi State and Arkansas, then you get Bama, then you get Kentucky, then you get Oklahoma State, New Mexico State, Florida, and Vandy. So, I mean, outside of the Bama, Kentucky, Oklahoma, that's really as bad as it gets. If you have injuries, this is actually a team that you can kind of hold it in the roll for a few games. You can bounce back. I don't know what to think about this team on the schedule. I'm not going to lie to y'all and say I know for sure. I'm interested to hear what Reggie says, but they're just kind of in the middle to me at this point. But they could fall off a cliff, and they could have a really inspired season because they want to stick it to their quarterback who left.
Especially because their quarterback that they brought in literally came from the school.
Correct. It was a trade for all intents and purposes.
Nico I left you went to. He and it was a trade. So that chip is always going to be on his shoulder. Joey Aguilar. For the first time, really, their defense is probably the key to that team and probably the strength. They have their leading tackler returning, their top defensive tackle, interior lineman returning, and their second best defensive end. We got James Pierce as their first best defensive end, but their second best defensive end is Joshua Josephs.
But I was about to say that Pierce Jr. loss is a big loss, man. That guy, he's going to be a starting level guy as a rookie.
He's a monster. They have 4 starters back in the secondary, and they rotate a lot of players. The offense is probably the unknown. They have the number 1 offensive tackle that came in, David Sanders, who's probably going to play right tackle and start. They have left tackle, who's the anchor, who's their best player, in Lance Hurd. And then they also brought in a couple other players for depth pieces. It's just that this is probably Heupel's year where he has, similar to Florida with Billy, this is the best defense that Heupel probably has had since at Tennessee. And the offense is not proven. But they can sneak their way, looking at that schedule now, they can sneak their way into the playoff.
Maybe.
They can sneak their way. They can beat Florida.
Anything. I think
Bama can be had this year. I think
sure.
Bama can be had.
I feel like majority of these teams can be had. But conversely, on any of these weekends, one of these teams could have you. Right. To have and be had. To want and be wanted. To need and be needed. But
so
I think that this is a dice roll of a season. I think that Josh Heupel, this is your opportunity to really cement yourself. I would do everything to recruit aggressively. I would play it aggressive, have fun with the season. Because all bets are off. You lost your quarterback. And this is your opportunity to really stick your foot in the ground and say, look what I did. I can make it.
If you hold it in the road, you will not be on the hot seat.
Right.
If you go bad,
you could honestly, if you could still,
if you beat Florida,
you could beat Florida and Oklahoma and ride right onto the sunset with 2 losses. And I think that would be his best season period. But that would really put you on the map as, I can do it. And also,
you can't
when I'm recruiting you kids, hey, leave if you want to. We'll be all right. It's gonna be tough sledding for UCLA, Nico. You might got your money, but this is your opportunity. Yeah. And you at the bottom.
I think if they go 10-2 with that, I think they could. Again, 10-2 could sneak you into the playoff, and you can't fire a coach that has made the college football playoff 2 years in a row.
Correct.
and
I
you
agree.
lost to the national champion.
Right.
So it's not as if you lost to some bums. So I don't think you'll get fired per se,
I think
but
it, I don't think that there's much that would happen. Even if he lost every ranked game, I still don't think that he gets fired. They may be like,
not this year.
yeah,
Not this
yeah.
year.
And this rest of the schedule is so light that, hey, I've been selling coaches that people don't like them. Somebody likes you. Somebody loves you somewhere. But that's all I got on Tennessee.
I don't.
Let's.
Well, I don't.
Oh, go ahead.
uh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
uh, my final thought on them is they're a little bit above mid, just because their schedule is so easy. If their schedule outside of those ranked teams, I always assume if you have 5 ranked teams in college football, you're gonna beat 2 of them, unless you're terrible. But if you're a mid team, you should beat 2 of them. I think that they could beat a ranked team, and I think beating that ranked team will have them in the conversation. Do I think they make it to the playoff? I mean, to the SEC championship?
No.
That's another segment for us to talk about. But no, I answered that for you now. But I do think that they shock somebody. Hopefully, it's not Georgia, but I think they shock somebody.
I think that they could just really go chalk, lose every ranked game, win every unranked game, play again next season, and
Independence Bowl.
yeah, I don't think anybody would be mad. We didn't really have a bad season, and I mean Oklahoma, they got a name. Florida has a quarterback. Georgia, Alabama, I don't think anybody expects you to win. You could lose all, and then you might have the next season. You got to figure it out, and if you don't, then you might be on the hot seat. But it would have to take the wheels completely falling off this thing for you to really be in a bad situation considering your schedule. That's all.
And
I got
don't
for
lose the
Tennessee,
Vanderbilt.
though.
You had to lean on Nico last year because y'all was down 17-0.
Hey, I'm telling you, y'all, somebody gonna lose to Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia is here to do that to somebody. So thoughts and prayers, better hope it's not you.
So Hypo safe.
Yeah.
So we can move on to Texas then. Arch. Texas is probably the most complete team in the SEC.
Maybe.
No, who's more complete?
The quarterback is got to be a question mark until proven otherwise.
Arch?
Yes. Don't know anything about him. You know less about Arch than you know about DJ Lagway.
I mean, I don't.
What I'm
We
saying
assume
is,
Arch is good. Everything we've seen Arch do has been good.
I've not seen enough for me to say that he's good. I would like to see. I like to see something first. I've not seen him play Arch. I haven't seen him consistently play in a way that I can say that I know anything about Arch Manning playing football. I don't think not enough for me. And this is saying the same thing about my own quarterback who's played even more than he has. I got to see Arch first. Now, what do I think that he does have is the full complement of players around him.
I'm about to say that's the difference. He ain't got to be DJ.
Correct.
I just got to throw these screens.
Deep skill positions. You got to see Steve Sarkisian. Now, I do have to let y'all know it looked like him and his old lady got back together. I tried to tell y'all last year when they weren't together, he was running it up. When they got back together, things were not so great. But that is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. I'm interested to see. This is the team with the most hype. This is the team with the most hope. This is the team that everybody's talking about, and the expectations are running wild. That last name Manning, it's been cool so far. They had him down there in New Orleans in the hood, all of that. But let me tell you now, the expectation is here. Your job here is to win games, and a lot of them.
Yes, they need to win
undefeated.
Games. So the thing about Texas is that what we have to figure out is, again, Texas is the darling of the SEC without having proven really anything.
No. They had a good season last year.
They made it to the national championship, but we SEC fans. You didn't win the SEC. You lost to a Georgia team with subpar quarterback play twice. You got beat by a defense alone. The offense and Trevor Etienne. That's who you got beat by. You got beat by Mike Bobo and the run the ball play defense team.
Well, I want to say now
the team was nice. I mean, everybody got drafted off that defense.
Right. You lost to Georgia twice, second time in overtime. Then you lost to Ohio State, the national champions. I'm not going to say you haven't proven anything. I'd die to have a season. To have a season. So I'm not going to say that you haven't won a championship, but you've proven that you can have a really good season. This year, though, the expectations are ramped up because of who your quarterback is. You can say fair or unfair, just or unjust, but there is an expectation when your last name is Manning. So nobody wants a little bit. You disagree?
I don't think the expectations are high because of Manning. I think he adds to it. I think the expectations are high because they have Lamborghinis sitting on the side of the.
Oh no! Oh well,
and the NIL money that they spent is why the expectations are high. They literally came and took the best player out of Georgia three times by spending, and Georgia was supposed to sign them, and straight up, those guys that signed over there said, I was about to sign with Georgia, and everybody has red and black on, and then they sign with Texas and say, I mean, it's just a better NIL package. Like, you're spending the money. And and I told y'all when Texas first got to the SEC, I told y'all was like, Texas is gonna take a ball. I was like, bro.
Shout out to the Pac-10, boy. Y'all really did it.
They about to spend
ran it up.
All the money in Texas. They about to spend all the money. So now, Sark, we done talked about all these other coaches now once you get to year 4, I will say you went to the national championship, cool. But you've got a little bit of an issue as well. You got all the skilled players in the world, which you will always have.
Right.
They're replacing 4 starters on the O-line. The defense is replacing 7 players in the starting. Now, the linebackers all come back, which is crazy. I've never seen that, where everybody graduates or leaves except for one position group. And they have a case to be called the best linebackers in the nation. The rushing end is crazy.
I agree.
But
I mean, also, having your granddad be Archie, your uncles be Peyton and Eli, and you're right, they have a fleet of Lambos parked outside. There's pressure coming from all ends, pause if applicable. Hey, yo. But the expectation is there, but the money is there. They did not leave you with the covered bear and say, hey, stoop down and make it happen with worn down tools.
Yeah, but
you got it. But you got to get it done. And you start out with the national champions. Yes. You come in day one and play against the best team in what we believe to either be the best or what we believe to be the second best. Some other people believe it to be the best conference in the country. But that is sure as hell a tough way to start out as a starter
on the road.
But I will say,
y'all. Hold on, and they beat y'all, and you're ranked higher than them.
Right. The good thing is, if you do lose this game, it'll probably be a mulligan because it's the first game of the season.
Yeah, it don't count.
And I mean, at the end of the day, even if you win the SEC, you're gonna get back in that thing in the first place. But it may not. Honestly, it's pretty inconsequential. But it will surely be a test. It will be a litmus test, so we can figure out what we think about you for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Ohio State at Florida at Georgia. Luckily, they get Ohio State at the beginning of the season, at Florida October 4th, at Georgia November 15th. That's a month in between each game. So
yeah,
you're right. See, somebody loves them. Somebody set that up.
Right.
They could have just put it back to back to back to back to back. But
right.
they set that up for them to be. Yeah.
Either these teams get big gaps between big games, or it's a gauntlet. Play everybody back to back to back. You're like, bro, why me? But that's
Look
the
at
rotated
the
schedule.
fan base. I did not look at this. This is my only conspiracy theory that just popped in my head. If you look at the fan base and the money generating of the teams that have the gauntlets, most of them are not money generating teams.
But I
It's
think
almost like
that's
process of elimination.
I think it's also just how this, because they're like, I think if they do them, they do these teams in like bands. So it's like when Florida was there and you don't have Alabama on your schedule for a few years. That's just going to make it infinitely easier for you to at least be pretty good in the conference. But then certain years, you're going to get them and you're going to get Georgia and you're going to get LSU. And you're like, bro, how? Even if I'm good, I gotta be the best. And on those years, you better hope you're prepared. That's all I can say. I think
sometimes it don't matter.
Right. Yeah. I'll be very honest. I don't think that there's a damn team in college football who could play the Florida football schedule and be undefeated.
Yeah, it just don't matter. It don't matter, bro. You playing,
but you do want to hope
teams
that the years that you do that, it's not one of the years that your team, like y'all had the good pairing of, hey, this is probably the best team we've ever had, and this is the light schedule years. That pairing really, like that's what it comes down to in the SEC is you got to have some luck. You need to be good prepared. For sure.
But you need recruiting classes. Kirby signed 35 people in them classes, and that was before the NIL transfer because you see, hey, this is probably my window to solidify myself, which is why I say Oklahoma, hey, you supposed to plan for that. You're supposed to plan for the week schedule for this, that, and third. Now, the NIL and all of that changes some things, but still. But I digress.
Yeah. We agree.
Texas supposed to do it.
And we move on to
Contender, of course. Favorite.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
Favorite. All the above.
A&M.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Texas A&M. Sleeper for me. Mike Elko, who was the second choice to be hired behind Mike Stoops from Kentucky last year, cleaning up the dumpster fire that Jimbo Fisher left down there at Texas A&M. They did have
he might make his way back to Florida. I mean, Florida State. Excuse me.
Yeah. Top 10 recruiting class. Seem to have found a breakout star in Marcel Reed, who, if you watch Mike Elko and how he coaches, the quarterback, I can't think of his name, but the quarterback from Notre Dame last year that was kind of the darling actually came from Duke, where Mike Elko was the coach. And they run that spread offense with the quarterback being able to the dual threat quarterback. And Marcel Reed runs it like a 4.3 40. And he can throw, and he was a true freshman last year. He had 650 rushing yards. But if he can mature,
and damn to prove that I am not just a rushing quarterback, which hey, bro, that might be okay too, just to be good at what you can be good at, bro. But
the offense is there though.
He is motivated and he is magical.
When he's on, he's on.
Hey, y'all better keep quarterback contained. I will tell you that much, or they get real bad real fast.
But here's why they're my sleeper, though. The running backs. Remember, they had one of the best running backs in the nation last year in Le'Veon Moss. 1,400 yards, 18 combined touchdowns, and he got hurt at the end of the year. Well, mid part of the year. They have 6 offensive linemen returning, 5 seniors, and they average 6'6", 350 pounds. In the SEC, that's a huge advantage to be able to run the ball.
But you know what else you can't do in the SEC? Is average 5.5 yards per play. Well, you can't let the offense do that.
And that's where the maturity of Marcel Reed comes. Because you got to be able to pass the ball. Now,
no. I'm saying their defense was giving up 5.5 yards per play. You need Marcel to be able to hopefully run the ball and game manage. Right. Yeah, that defense gotta figure some things out and gotta figure it out fast. if you can hold it in the road, though, your offense should be one of the higher powered offenses. And let's look at what they got here. You got University of Texas San Antonio, Utah State, Notre Dame. This is a game that we know Notre Dame trick bad. You could flex your muscle here and have a good game. Auburn, Mississippi, Florida. You probably better than Florida. Arkansas, LSU. You could make it difficult on LSU, but I think the LSU's linebackers probably keep him in check. You lose to LSU, you play Missouri. I'm going to tell you a game that I want to be somewhere stationary is Saturday, November 15th. LaNorris Sellers versus Marcel Reed. South Carolina versus Texas A&M. The battle of the speedy black quarterbacks. I want to watch that. I don't call my phone. Don't hit my line. Don't text me. If you in my house, be real quiet. That is going to be the equivalent of watching a video game. Then they play Stanford, and you end the season with Texas.
Texas when it matters. It's not like you're going to sneak up on them.
Right. Now, the thing is you could probably lose to all three of the top 10 teams, and I would still consider this a successful season. If you only lose to Texas, LSU, and Notre Dame, I don't think anybody going to be that mad. You'll probably end up the season probably 15, 16, which I think you're 19. That's an upgrade.
Yeah, and I was looking at that 5.5 yards per play. They actually were 8th in the nation at tackles for loss. They stopped 39% of the plays behind the line.
So if they don't tackle behind the line of scrimmage, then first down.
Their secondary is awful. It is awful. Now they added in some transfers, a transfer from Washington. And I'm not confident if you come from Washington that you're a great defensive back. But they have pass rush as well a little bit. They brought in some players from Georgia. They brought, of course, they brought in a player from Georgia. They brought in Colorado, and they brought in Cersei from Florida, which is crazy. Did not think Cersei was leaving. And then they also have a strong front seven, but that secondary is so bad. If they can be, they were 121st. So if they can be in the top 100, they probably win some of the close games that they have. Mike Elko is a good coach.
I agree with that.
Y'all better win so that he can stay. You catch 22. If he doesn't win, you're going to end up firing a good coach because you're in the same state as Texas, and Texas is where they are.
No, you don't. Don't do that no more. Don't do that no more.
I'm going to tell you. If you win, then he's going to get poached to go somewhere else.
Hey, look here. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Y'all did that before. You fired a perfectly good coach in Kevin Sumlin and paid all that money to Jimbo Fisher. Now, if it's anything you better learn from Kentucky is if we got something that can hold it in the road, then the road needs to be held. I'm telling you, it just changing quarterbacks for the sake of will have you right back in the situation. And y'all just got done looking dumb.
Yeah.
Big dumb. And when that contract got signed, I said, this here is dumb.
Jimbo.
The best thing you could do is just ride your way to somewhere between decent and mediocre. Happily put a smile on your face. Cut them checks. Y'all got the money. Make good decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would put them as a sleeper. I think they have the ability.
I put them as a creeper more than a sleeper. They can creep up on you.
If they can get anything from the secondary, they can get anything. I think Marcel Reed is going to embarrass a couple people. And they are the running game and the offensive line is tailor-made for them to make a run offensively. But that defense, that pass rush has got to get there to protect the secondary. Can they do it? We'll find out. All right, here's your team. This is you. Go ahead, Diego. This is you.
All right, so see, Reggie loves to do this type of thing.
What I
If
do?
I find a player that I respect and I think the guy is good and I give him credit, then he tries to assign this team to me. This is not my team. I think that and not me. I want to be very clear. The media has fallen in love with Diego Pavia between his story about getting the extra year because of JUCO. He's fiery. He's done all those things that are okay for decent, maybe mediocre Caucasian quarterbacks to do. He's interesting. And I like interesting. I like a good story. Y'all know that. I think that he is inspiring to this team, but I'm also realistic about the expectations of this team. This team is the nerds. They're the doormat of the SEC. They always have been. They're good in baseball. I think that what they can do is if you go to sleep and you think you got somebody, you get your ass cut. I do think that very much so. And I think we learned that last year. If you play with them, they will play back. Let me see exactly. Who did they catch last year?
Alabama,
Wait. No.
Georgia
Virginia
Tech.
Tech. They caught Virginia Tech first and won 34-27. Now, it's not a game they were expected to win. Then they lost to Missouri in double overtime. Then beat Bama. Then beat Kentucky, Ball State, lost to Texas by 3.
They should have beat Texas.
Beat
Because
Auburn.
that was the run. Yeah, you're right. That was the run.
Yeah. So that little gauntlet there is a respectable run for Vanderbilt.
Lost
By
Tennessee
any
by
stretch.
3.
Yeah. I'm not crazy. This is a team that if you think that this is a bye week, they will ruin your season. Are they?
That South Carolina game is a trap for them.
Right.
They could be a trap. I mean,
People who
they are a trap game. They are the trap game.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Virginia Tech, if y'all better not lose again. And I think that they 100% believe we beat them last year. We can beat them again. Then Bama, LSU, Texas, Tennessee. That'd be a very bad way to end y'all season. That
Great. That would be great. I'd play Rocky
in
Top
hindsight, I do get what you're saying. Ending the season with a loss to Vanderbilt would be rough. But I mean, Auburn, you could lose. Kentucky, you could lose. Mizzou, you could lose.
South Carolina, you could lose.
That's the thing. The expectation of Vanderbilt is to lose every game, and this team isn't that bad. It's not what they've been in the past, where it's just like a foregone conclusion that they just get destroyed by everybody. Nah, it ain't that either.
Yeah. First off, I want to say I think Clark Lee, is it Lee? Clark Leah?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I think he's a better coach than his record. I think
that's a tough place. James Franklin is the only person who really made it out of there. Like, great job.
And he capitalized after that winning. After he beat Georgia,
he did the best thing that he could have ever done. And I'm gonna go to a place where you probably can't never find nothing better than me. So we just gonna rock out here and make a ton of money.
Well, it don't matter because the time that I came in here, I cleaned up the program.
Right.
At Penn State. So y'all owe me. But I think
a socially acceptable black man. Don't forget that.
Vanderbilt is in the fell clutch, not just because they're the nerd, not just because they're Vanderbilt, but because you're not going to be in the NIL era. You're not going to be able to bring in a lot of players because the academic rigors. You're not going to be able to spend. You do have the Vanderbilts, but you can't pay to bring players who can't get into the school.
Bro, y'all need to go to the ACC. That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Y'all are mid-tier ACC school. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. They lost. This is why they're concerning. And this is why I forgot they brought in 7 transfers on the offensive line. They lost their top 4 offensive linemen.
Ooh, you don't have the ability to do that.
The defense, while it wasn't good in college football, most of the time, continuity will have your defense.
It'll help you
take
out.
A big jump.
Yep.
And they bring back 12 of the top 16 contributors on defense, 200 plus snaps. So I think I mean, they're a scrappy team. They're gonna be a scrappy team,
Right.
but I don't think they. I wouldn't be surprised if they had the upsets. I'm not counting on it though. You ain't gonna have me bet on it. That ain't about to happen.
But they're
Six
they're a team that could actually really help your parlay out. I will give
If
them that.
they decide to just embrace being the spoiler, all y'all in trouble. We know what we are, and we want to make you miserable because we
Right.
want the company. If they can do that, then yeah, embrace it. Just
Yeah.
embrace it.
And that will potentially put you in a position to maybe. I mean, it's just so hard to recruit because you gotta be so smart to go to the school. So I got the tiers. You want to do the tiers, or you just want to do, hey man, pick. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I got this championship as University of Texas versus University of Georgia with a little razzle dazzle. I think that this is one that Brian Kelly needs to win, but I think he could still sneak into the playoffs and not be in the SEC championship, which I think is probably best case scenario.
So for the championship game, I got Texas LSU. I think.
I don't hate it.
Let me make sure because I can't remember if LSU's schedule.
I think that's the safer pick because Gunnar Stockton is such an unknown asset versus Nussmeier, who's supposed to be the elder statesman for the quarterbacks in the SEC.
Yeah, and when you look back at LSU's schedule, I mean, it's kind of set up. You got Alabama, unknown. We talked about it. South Carolina is scary, but you got them at home and you got Florida at home. If you can beat Clemson,
you know what? I'm changing that. I'm going UT and LSU. You're right. The schedule is just way more accommodating.
Everything that you said about LSU at the first is what I say about Georgia. I think Georgia will make the playoff, but they won't make the SEC championship game, which is scary for y'all because then Kirby will then be mad and then try to make a run.
Right.
And I have, like I said, Texas LSU, who I have to make the college football playoff. I have Texas, Georgia, and LSU.
Me too.
I do not have Bama winning or making to the playoffs.
Yeah. So
I know y'all mad, Roll Tiders, but
I don't nobody care. Y'all had all them years in a row. I'm not. They're not in order, but in simplest terms, I got UT, UGA, LSU, Bama as all contenders. I have Texas A&M, South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and I guess Missouri as the mid. And then Vandy, Kentucky, Arkansas, Auburn, and Mississippi State. Y'all, maybe next year. Maybe basketball.
I agree. So I have mine as the top
that's
tier.
The other part. Those teams, Kentucky is a good basketball team. Calipari with Arkansas. Auburn's a good basketball team.
And they've been good, so they ain't gonna be too mad.
Yeah. So hey, maybe this. Yeah.
My tiers, I think the top tier, I believe, is
a lot
the same. Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU.
Yeah,
I think is it. In terms of the rest, I'm gonna say my sleepers. If I remember correctly, I had Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and that's it.
Missouri. You came in trying to convince me about Missouri.
No, yeah, we had to talk that through. You just gotta talk it through. That's all. Texas A&M and Ole Miss.
South Carolina might be right there on the edge too.
They got their South coach. Carolina is the top of the mid for me.
Having your coach and having your quarterback does make certain things a little bit more attainable.
LSU, Oklahoma, Bama, Ole Miss, A&M is a hell of a gauntlet.
Fair enough.
That's why I said they the top of the mid. They're not a sleeper only because of the schedule.
But see, this is the thing. I think that Texas A&M, I think the South Carolina and Ole Miss You put them in the Big Ten, they're not in that top tier, but I think they're in the very next tier. I think they're in the tier with like
Penn
the
State.
Wisconsin, Penn State guys for sure. And
Yeah.
they're just going to lose more games because they have tougher games to play.
I mean, yeah. I don't put y'all. The reason I have y'all in the mid tier and I have Tennessee and I have South Carolina is strictly because of the schedule. Now, Tennessee, because they lost Nico. But in terms of Florida and South Carolina, I think they got all the talent in the world. And Missouri, I think Missouri did well in the transfer portal. But I just don't see them having enough. I don't. So that's why they're mid. And then, of course, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Auburn. Y'all see that? I'm just throwing them out the way. We throwing them out the way.
Yep.
Y'all there. Vanderbilt is going to be my spoiler. We're going to create a whole nother group for them by themselves. Y'all the spoiler. Just going to make everybody upset. That's what y'all going to do. So that's how I have it. I only have 3 teams making it, but you never know with the sleepers. I mean, you really could have up to 5 teams from the SEC. You could.
Right. I agree.
But the Big Ten is so soft. Pause. Yo, the Big Ten is terrible. Outside of is very top heavy.
That Big Ten was soft to you?
It was soft to the world. Oh man, but ladies and gentlemen, hey, yo, just pause everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the SEC football championship preview. If you have a moment, go back. These are those type of videos that you can watch every day until the season starts. Go back and look at our HBCU.
Watch them into the season. And we love when you go back in the middle of the season and call us out. But don't talk about my shot if you ain't shot one. Also, with that being said, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you guys for rocking with us. What else you got before we get out of here?
Nothing, man. Go Dogs.
Man, see you talking that bullshit. See who's doing good, he said.
Go Dogs. The rest of the conferences are coming up soon. We should have those done this week, recording, and we'll have that posted. We're gonna broadcast it live on
when it comes out. Y'all will hear this when it comes out, not a day too soon.
But it'll be on StreamYard, so you'll be able to see it everywhere. And like, follow, subscribe, Dive Team Media Network. Man, we got some stuff. I told y'all we've been churning out the content. Our NFL segment, we'll be shooting that next week. It'll be out before the season starts. We got all those questions that we have to answer. So that'll be fun. And again, like, follow, subscribe. Love y'all. Norwood, take us out.
We out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see y'all soon. Peace. That's it.